Hello everyone. We are Juan Vargas, Carol Castro, Hepat Mendoza, and Luisa Sanchez. And this is our support video for the Teacher's Guide Connect Speech. So, to be able to speak almost like a native, you must know these tricks about connected speech. So if you are a teacher, you must teach in your classroom these secrets that will give a very fast speech. So first, catenation. Catenation or linking is the way that speakers join words together. It's the bonding when the end of the one word blends into another. So catenation is when a word ends in a consonant and the next word starts with a vowel. So we move that consonant over to the beginning of the next word. So for example, an apple. You don't say an apple, an apple. You can say an apple, an apple, an apple, an apple.
Hello everyone, my name is Carol and today I'm gonna talk about connected speech. I'm gonna talk about another type of connected speech, about intrusion specifically. But what's intrusion? Intrusion happens when there's an extra sound between two words. This extra sound could be R sound, could be U sound, or could be J sound. This often happens when there's two vowel sounds. This is something that we use to sound more like a native person. Okay, so let's see some examples. About the intrusive U, we can tell it when a word ends with the following sounds. U as in to, ow as in how, or o as in so. For example, with the sentence let's go in, you can tell the w sound between go and in. Let's go in. About the intrusive r, this often happens when the second word begins with a vowel sound. For example, I saw a good film last night. You can tell the intrusive R between so and a. I saw a good film last night. Now about the intrusive J or the intrusive J, we can tell it when a word ends with the following sounds. I as in by, hoy as in boy, a as in today, and E as in tea. For example, when we say I ate pizza last night and we say it more fluent, I ate pizza last night, we can tell the intrusive J between I and ate. I ate pizza last night. Keep in mind that this is something that requires practice. Don't worry if at the beginning you find it a little bit tricky. This is normal, and with the time you'll do it natural.
Today I'm going to talk about elision or omitted sound. When a sound is removed from a word, it is referred to as elision. The reason this happens is due to native English speakers weaken sounds in a word for ease and efficiency. This is common with the T, D, and H sounds. Here are a few examples of elision in connected speech with the T, the D, and H sounds. Let's go with the first sample. Must be pregnant. Tina must be pregnant. Now let's see the difference with elision. Tina must be pregnant. Now let's go with the next example. I need to tell him. I need to tell him. The H sound disappeared. I need to tell him now is I need to tell him. Now let's review the next example. It is just you and me. You and me. It's now you and me. You and me. This sound disappeared. Let's go with the other example. She just kept going. Kept, there is a T at the end. Kept going. And now the T sound disappeared. She just kept going. She just kept going. She just kept going. And now let's see the last example. He bought her a diamond ring. Diamond ring. Is now he bought her a diamond ring. Diamond ring. So the D sound disappeared here. Now let's talk about geminate or double consonant sounds. When the first word ends with and the second word begins with the same or similar consonant sound, it geminates. This causes the speaker to hold the sound for a long period before releasing it. The exception to this is J sound and Ch sound. The best example for this is orange juice. Do not hold the sound. Produce it twice just like it sounds. Orange juice. Here are some examples of connected speech with double consonant sound. Let's review the first one. Look at the dark clouds in the sky. Look at the dark clouds in the sky. It geminates. You must talk to your brother. As you can see, the two letters. Here we are going to geminate the letter T. Must talk is now you must talk to your brother. Let's see the next example. It was a fast trip. It was a fast trip. He had a bad day. He had a bad day.
Okay, so when we talk about connected speech, it's really important also to keep in mind assimilation. And what is it, or is it important as we consider? Actually, yes, assimilation is an aspect to sound more natural. And basically, when a sound changes to become more similar or easier to pronounce in a sentence, we define it as assimilation. Here we have a couple of types or rules when we talk about this topic. Let's see. Okay, here we have the first type of assimilation, and it is when a word ends in a sound like t, t. It changes to p, p before a sound m, n, b, b, or p, p. So here we have the first example. It is best man. It changes to best man, best man. We pronounce like a p, p, best man. So the next type of assimilation is when a word ends in a sound of d. It changes to b before m, b, or p sound. So here have an example that is halt and back, but when we say it in a sentence we pronounce like a b, halt, halt, and it is also a geminated example, hold back. We don't pronounce the d sound, we pronounce b, hold back, hold back. Okay, the next type of assimilation is when a word ends in a n sound. It will change to m sound before a word that begins with m, b, or p sound. Here we have the example action and planning. It will change to action planning. We pronounce it like m, the n, m, action planning. Okay, so there are another types of assimilation. I'm going to leave them here, and it's important when we teach this topic, make the students pronounce it, because the pronunciation is really important when we are teaching this topic, so we can create activities, we can design sentences that they are going to use to improve their pronunciation. Well, that's everything for this lesson. We hope you are now experts in this topic, and see you next lesson.